You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Welcome to the Rusted Robot Podcast. This is episode 199 for May 27th, 2018.
I am Locutus, a Borg.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
You're not quite, human, are you?
No, sir. I'm an android.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
Hello, folks. I'm your host, Sean Vanderloo. With me, as always, is...
Josh.
And Kitty.
How is everybody today?
Me.
Okay.
It's been 2 weeks since we had a recording.
It has, and dark stuff has happened in the middle.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm thank you.
I'm just tired.
You're tired?
Yeah, but good.
But good.
I just got back from TCAF, Toronto Comic Arts Festival.
Tell us.
It was super fun. It was like a convention, but there was no celebrities, no cosplays,
Oh, it sounds boring.
no cost to get in.
Oh, that's okay.
It took place in a 5-story library and took up 3 of the 5 floors.
Wow.
And everybody who was there was genuinely interested in the art and the comics that were written and being sold there. And everybody who was selling the things was either the writer or author of the comics that were there, and they signed them
Ooh.
for everybody that wanted them signed.
Very nice.
And there were also some very small-time publishers who were also sometimes the creators of some of the comics.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Were our fine friends from Orca the Great White North there?
Yes, they were.
Davis?
Yeah,
Andrew?
Andrew Thomas was there. I didn't see Davis.
Okay, but Andrew was?
Andrew was there.
Sharon?
No.
Josh?
No.
No, but Andrew.
Andrew was
Oh,
there.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's at least Oric was represented
He was very surprised.
to see you there.
Yeah.
I bet.
Because I said, "Hey, Andrew," and he looked up like, "I know that voice." And he's like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "I'm visiting the Toronto Comic Arts Festival." And he's like, "Oh, me too."
Because he was selling his stuff.
Yeah, which was funny because we were both in the library at the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Toronto is 8 hours from Timmins, where we are currently located.
Yeah.
In the Rusted Robot studio.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
6 to 10, depends on how you drive.
6, what?
6 to 10,
6 to 10.
depending on how fast you drive.
Well, that's why I said 8 hours.
My mom will make it in 6.
That is...
My dad will make it in 7.
Really?
Yeah, they just put the foot down and just go.
My dad's just very efficient.
Yeah, my mom drives way too fast.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Hey, you know what else is cool? You know how... well, let's just get right into the podcast this week. Have you heard of Disney's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge theme park that's supposed to open in 2019?
I have. It's looking super uber cool.
Yes.
I just saw the land that they had set out for it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like an overview of the topographical map. But it was before they actually cleared any of the land. It looks pretty cool. They had like a brief outlining of where they were planning on carving it out. It looked pretty neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's almost the same size as, I think, Disneyland or Disney World. It's like the smaller one.
Disneyland is the
Disneyland.
standalone park.
I always get them confused.
Disney World is the multiple parks together.
And that's
Okay.
the world is in Florida.
World's in Florida.
Land's in California.
Lands in California.
Gotcha.
That's the one I want to go to. California one. Someday I want to go there.
Why do you want to go to the California one?
I just want to visit it.
Don't you want to see Florida Man?
No?
You don't want to hear about meet or visit Florida Man.
No.
Florida Man can.
Oh.
For those of our listeners who don't know who Florida Man is, they should listen to my brother's podcast, The Space Jam, because every week they talk about the Florida Man headlines.
It sounds scary, though. I don't think I want to meet or even see from a distance Florida Man.
Well, sometimes it's Florida Woman.
No, that's okay. I think I would like to wrestle an alligator, though.
That's Florida then.
Yeah, but I don't know. You can wrestle an alligator in other places.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can. Pretty much,
Well,
it's got its mouth wrapped up and you sit on it. Ta-da! Wrestle.
That's cruel and unusual treatment of animals. I don't approve. But
You know, we also eat them, right?
alligators?
Yeah, you can eat them.
Why
Yeah,
would you
they're
want
pretty
to?
good.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do they taste like chicken?
No, they taste a little bit like fish, but they have the consistency of chicken.
Oh. Well, before we went down the alligator rabbit hole, the reason I brought up Star Wars land is because Universal Studios has recently purchased some land.
Ooh.
Yes, and there's a rumored Star Trek land.
Ooh.
Because they want to compete directly with the Star Wars franchise, so they have their own space-based theme park.
Okay, so no.
You don't think so?
No.
Because they had the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas for years.
Where's it going to be?
Wherever Universal Studios is, I suppose.
There's one in Florida and one in California as well.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Nothing close to us, but hey.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's easier to have a thing where people can visit it year-round because there's no snow.
Exactly, that's part of the thing. Also, like, okay, so I love Star Trek.
Me too.
I really do.
Yeah.
I don't know how entertaining their
world
Their
is.
world
First of
would
all,
be
since
to
most
visit.
of the show is about exploring, you're not going to iconic locations repeatedly. So you don't have the Dagobah that stands out near my nose, or Mustafar. Big events.
Well, you'll have Quark's Bar.
Well,
Really.
but
Yeah, but you can't make a whole theme park out of that.
No, you can't, but that's where you get your food and stuff. So they've already got the restaurant set up. That's awesome.
Okay, so
it would make a really fun building.
You could go to
Like
Ryza.
you could have a building.
well, that's what they did with the Star Trek experience.
Yeah, that would be worth it. But going to Ryza would be
Or Sherman's Pleasure.
like a
Planet.
terrifying place to go. Like you could not go as a family.
You can go with the family. Ryza's family friendly.
I guess so, but I just imagine a lot of debauchery happening really quickly.
You remember the episode Shore Leave? You could go visit the White Rabbit.
Oh.
See, there's all kinds of things they could do.
Yeah, those are fun things within universe.
Yeah.
What's the universe known for? It's people in a pseudo-military outfit.
Walking around a spaceship all day and doing diplomacy.
That sounds
Cowboy.
like
And
fun.
then also going to 10 Forward and getting drunk
There you go.
off Synthahol.
And imagine the holodeck adventures.
You can't get drunk off Synthahol.
Yeah, well,
That's the whole point.
They pretend.
I do believe Guinan has some of the real stuff around here somewhere.
Yes.
Now, if they had a holodeck, or at least even places
Even-
that were supposed to be the various holodeck adventures, but that's just like a Western theme park, private eye theme park.
Yeah, let's go to 1930s Dixon Hill.
Yeah, well, that could be kind of fun, though.
So, and you gotta remember, they're gonna try to keep things in line with the current view of Star Trek. So we're not going to get Scotty and Kirk and Spock Star Trek.
Oh, do you think they would do
We're not going to...
different generations
Ooh,
of
they
Star
might.
Trek?
Different areas of the park have different
That would be cool.
historical eras.
I don't think we are. I think we're going to get the current view of Star Trek, which will be the J.J. Abrams and Discovery, where everything's super dark and depressing and violent and has no hope for the future, and everything's sad.
Black alert. Black alert.
But they make quips about it, because humor is important when you're sad.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll have a mirror universe adventure area.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun! Evil versions of us come out of the... Oh my god, out of the... Oh no. Now that I'm thinking about it, that sounds terrifying and everything that I hate.
Well, who knows if this will actually even happen, right?
It would be cool. I would go if it was different generations. Would you go? If they had a Gen 1, Next Gen,
So,
like an area that you could go to?
it depends on what they do. If they go, we're keeping it in line with the current view of Star Trek, no. I would not go.
But what if it was all the Star Treks, and you could go to a different area?
I would then go to Discovery and blow it up. And the rest of the park would rejoice.
In other news...
The Rusted Robot does not condone terrorism.
No, I'm not doing it for political or religious reasons. I am doing it because that show is terrible and so it's not terrorism.
Okay.
It is simply criminal act.
Oh, well,
Wow.
that's also not good.
That's not good, because that show is awesome and I love it. And I can't wait for season 2.
A lot of people do love it. I'm not a huge fan, but it's okay for other people to love what they love.
Okay, so I've got some casting news. Ryan Gosling impersonator Jake Gyllenhaal has been cast as Mysterio. The Spider-Man Homecoming sequel has found its villain with Jake Gyllenhaal cast as Mysterio. Michael Keaton will also be back as Vulture. Mysterio is a longtime Spider-Man villain created back in 1964 who is the master of illusion and deception. Tom Holland will also be back as Peter Parker for the Spider-Man Homecoming sequel following his appearance in Avengers Infinity War. The Spider-Man Homecoming sequel follows the Avengers 4 and launches Marvel's Phase 4 plans.
I really hope he has the helmet and the cape.
Okay, spoiler alert. Okay, so they shouldn't be announcing this.
Right? Because...
Following the events in Infinity War, they shouldn't be announcing this.
Yeah.
Because of the death of everybody.
That's right.
So, like...
Spoiler alert, Spider-Man comes back. I don't know. Anyway, the article finishes off. Jake Gyllenhaal was actually up to play Spider-Man at one time back for the Sam Raimi movies, with the role going to Tobey Maguire. We can also possibly now rule out that Jake Gyllenhaal will play Batman for Matt Reeves, as it was said the actor was in talks for that role. The Spider-Man Homecoming sequel has a July 5th, 2019 release date, with John Watts back as director. And
also, his name is quite fun to say. Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, but I think him and Ryan Gosling are pretty much interchangeable. They're the same person.
Yeah, but Jake Gyllenhaal is fun to say.
It is. It's true. You're right. You got me there.
Like, if you were doing a casting call and you only got to call out one name, are you going to call out Ryan Gosling or Jake Gyllenhaal? Jake Gyllenhaal. I'd call it out many times.
Yeah, I believe you would. So what do we think of this news? Do we like this guy as an actor?
So, yeah, he's okay, but...
He's a generic white guy?
Yeah, he's a generic white guy. But we're not going to see his face. If we're doing this right, we don't see his face until Spider-Man catches him at the end.
True.
He is in the fishbowl, smoke-filled fishbowl for the entire thing.
With his purple cape.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I love capes. We should bring them back.
I think he should do either...
I wear capes.
I approve.
He should either do the giant oversized cape where it's like coming way down past his feet and he's got to pick it up to run around.
I think it's going to be a thing because, like,
or the short cape.
Doctor Strange has a really kick-ass cape. People really like it.
Yes.
Because the cape is a character.
Well, the cape is a character. The cape is beautiful.
And well-stitched.
It is well-stitched.
And very nice in color as well.
And it cares.
It does.
And then we got the Lando in the new Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually.
And then we have director Krennic from the previous Rogue One.
Yeah.
There's a really fun and weird line of clothing coming out from the Geek Chic boutique. And there's Lando clothing. Like, there's a series of Lando clothing where you can purchase it and wear it. It does come with a cape.
Really?
It's marvelous and it makes me happy.
I wish I could wear a cape every day and not feel ridiculous.
You can.
I can.
Well, you're probably going to feel ridiculous anyway, though, because I think that's like your mindset. Otherwise, you'd be wearing a cape.
But if half the people around me wore capes as well, then it would be okay. I don't want to be the
Why
only
would you want to wear a cape? Because everybody else is wearing one.
Capes are cool, but I don't want to be the only one wearing it because I'm
Actually,
not a
the thing
trendsetter.
about capes is that they're warm.
Well, I wouldn't wear it in the summer. It's been too hot.
Oh, I've been wearing... Well, not a cape. I've been wearing sweaters.
In this heat.
Yeah.
Katie is
cold-blooded, right? I know.
I am a lizard lady.
Lizard lady. We did a whole episode on your lizard lady blood.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Remember that? You don't remember.
No,
that.
I don't remember.
No,
I don't remember anything. I'm a lizard.
Right. You have a 3-second memory?
Yeah.
Okay. So Spider-Man next summer. That's cool. That's great. We like Spider-Man.
We do.
I hope Mysterio is exactly what I hope him to be.
Well, we only have a year and a month and a bit to wait.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. You know what else is fine? There's a rumor that they have confirmed the Boba Fett standalone Star Wars movie. There's no release date and no plot synopsis and nobody has been cast, but apparently they're going forward with it, and there is an open slot for a Star Wars movie in 2020, so maybe we'll have it by then.
That'd be cool.
So, Boba Fett, alright, Boba Fett movie. Everybody's like jazzed about him, but what we actually see is kind of crap. Are we getting an Obi Wan movie?
Apparently, but we don't know.
Oh, I would love to get an Obi Wan.
Nothing's confirmed.
Because, like, you got Ewan McGregor. Mm-hmm. He's aged into it already.
Right.
Just do this before he passes.
Right.
Like, don't wait too long.
He's too old.
Yeah, don't wait too long.
Mm-hmm.
He's aged into it perfectly.
Yeah, we could do his adventures on Tatooine looking after the boy.
Looking after the boy. Did he have to leave to do something? What happened? All the stuff in between.
How did he forget about R2-D2?
Also, he's a built-up enough character that he would be interesting to watch because we already know him enough to be invested in him the way that he is. If they come out with Boba Fett like 5 years from now, it will be just as jazzed for it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who plays him then because we barely see him as it is. Like, he's been a Clone Wars saga and he's been in a couple other things, but like, you rarely ever see his face. Nobody really remembers what he looks like. They just remember the outfit.
And he's got the most average face in the Star Wars universe because there were so many clones.
Yeah. So, like, he can be played by many people. I want them to do the Obi Wan movie now. That's a good idea, Josh.
There was also rumor that there was going to be a Lando Calrissian movie.
Yeah, I think that's totally
coming,
happening.
actually.
But I looked at the article and it says it's only a rumor and they'd love to do it, but there's nothing actually planned.
Well, they probably have to work out a plot first. Like, it's probably like the Boba Fett movie. Like, they barely have anything on it right now. They're just like, we're planning a Boba Fett movie. So they're probably just working on everything, but they're just trying to make it work as a story. And Lando, they'd probably love to do a story with him, but they have nothing yet.
So, like, from what I was hearing, they were so impressed with the guy that played Lando that they're like, well, no, he needs his own movie.
No, he'll probably get it.
And
yeah, I heard Solo's really good.
Yeah, none of us have seen it yet, right?
No.
It came out this past week.
It came out on Friday.
Today's Saturday morning. This comes out tomorrow on Sunday. So, I don't know. We haven't had a chance to see it. Speaking of movies, I have not seen Deadpool 2 yet, but you guys have.
Yes, we watched it last night.
And?
It was really good.
I expected nothing less.
It was an 8.5 for me.
8.5 rivets out of 10.
Yeah, so it was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Good action. It's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
The music was particularly good.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, and when you're watching the opening credits, be sure to read them because they're not like regular opening
Just
credits.
as funny as in the first movie?
Oh, they're better.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, they're way better.
Right on.
And it's almost done kind of James Bondy for the opening credits, but not. It's very good.
How many rivets would you give it?
I'd give it an 8.
Yeah? Okay, I'm hoping to see it later today, so if
It's
that
good.
goes through, that'd be great.
There's a lot of secret surprises. A lot of secret surprises.
Keep it secret, keep it safe?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There's a lot of really good stuff that could be spoiled real bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't blink.
So I better hurry up and see it real quick.
Watch
real
it.
fast.
Don't blink if you can not blink.
Okay. I will
Maybe
not
Clockwork
blink for 2
Orange
hours.
it.
So you said the music was really good.
Yes.
Is it instrumental music or is it actual songs?
There's actual songs, but without giving stuff away,
There's quite a variety to it.
there's a variety of music.
Was the Celine Dion song in it?
Yes, that's the opening song.
Ah, okay.
That is your James Bond opening theme song.
Got it.
Pay attention to the music throughout.
Okay.
Some of it is there just to be funny. Some of it is reference. And some of it is hilarious and so subtle you won't notice it if you don't pay attention to the music.
Yeah. When you're sitting through the end credits, when they're playing the music, like if you didn't catch it during the movie, if you listen all the way through to the end until the theater lights come on, one of the people that we were watching it with, Oli, he didn't quite notice what one of the songs was saying until we were listening afterward and there was no action to look at. And he's like, oh my god, I totally didn't notice that earlier.
So it's a movie you might want to see 2 or 3 times in theater.
Maybe.
Yeah, I guarantee you, me and Katie both missed stuff.
Oh, probably, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm excited then.
But don't
Sugar
blink
Bear.
and look at everything. Look at everything.
I will refrain from blinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Hey, speaking of not having to transition to the next story, the Thundercats are back, but they're really, really not looking how you'd think they would. And announced through EW this week, Warner Brothers Animation is reviving the beloved 1985 animated series as Thundercats Roar. Although no format for the new show has been revealed yet, the series will feature a radically different, one might even call it wacky, style for Lion-O and the gang, as well as an increased focus on comedic elements alongside the action fare that endeared kids of the 80s to the original series. Check out a new behind-the-scenes featurette from the show to see a bit more of it in action. We'll play that right here.
Hey there, everyone. My name's Lion-O, and I'm the star of a new show called Thundercats Roar. Wait, you don't know what a Thundercat is? Well, let's start small. I'm a Thundercat, and this is my magic slicing stick, Sword of Omens. Give me sight beyond sight.
I grew up watching Thundercats. My older brothers were super into it. I watched a bunch of it when I was a kid and sort of stuck with me for a long time. I think that the world that they built lends itself really well to comedy because of how silly and crazy and outlandish some of those ideas are and some of those settings are. But at the same time, like, it wouldn't be Thundercats if it didn't have super cool action elements, because that's what people came back to, is very much something that we want to lean on. So with the new show, we're not walking away from the action in any bit. Every step we take towards comedy, we take 2 more towards really cool action scenes and explosions and laser effects. When I eventually started learning how to animate, I looked at Thundercats, like especially the opening sequence, all the freaking time for reference. The original Thundercats intro is animation history gold. It's a challenge by the original show. If you're gonna do a new Thundercats, you better make the intro good. It's gotta be exceptionally good. The concept of the intro is the entire backstory of the Thundercats, all the way from the explosion of Thundera to their chase through space, to their crash landing on Third Earth, to being attacked by Mum-Ra and the mutants and building Cat's lair. All these elements are there in this one big, crazy, sweeping camera move. Everything was driven by music. I basically scoured my music library for anything that felt like the right kind of energy. As soon as I got this song, Thunder Neko by Shinsei Kamate-chan, it was impossible to break away from that. There was nothing that could compete with the energy that this song has. This show is all about praise and love of the original. So as a fan, I'll say that this is the Thundercats show that I want. So hopefully you do too.
Wow, that was fun! Who knew making animation was so complicated? Now, what do you say we watch a little video clip? Actually, I don't have any idea what this thing is. Let's see if it works like this! Yep, guess it does.
The series will star Max Mittelman as Lion-O and Wily Cat, which the main cast rounded out with Erica Lindback as Chitara and Wily Kit, Patrick Seitz as Tigra and Mum-Ra, and Chris Jai Alex as Panthro. But even with the comedy influence and the major style change, it looks like Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network are doing their best to assure fans of the original series know that there's still going to be plenty of Thundercat trappings. Staying true to the premise of the original series, Lion-O and the Thundercats barely escape the sudden destruction of their homeworld Thundera, only to crash land on the mysterious and exotic planet of Third Earth. Lion-O, the newly appointed Lord of the Thundercats, attempts to lead the team as they make this planet their new home. A bizarre host of creatures and villains stand in their way, including the evil Mum-Ra, Third Earth's wicked ruler who will let nothing, including the Thundercats, stop his tyrannical reign over the planet. Thundercats Roar will air on Cartoon Network in 2019. Discuss.
Okay, so
there's been a lot of mixed reactions to it. People thinking it's going to be horrible and they hate it already.
Yeah, a lot of people hate it.
I do not like the art style. I'm going to say that flat out. I do not like the art style. It is hideous.
I saw the article for this week. I posted it on the Northern Ontario Expo Facebook page, and I thought there'd be a lot of reaction to it. And most of it was negative.
Yeah.
Which you concur with.
The art style looks hideous. And I know what they're going for.
Yeah.
Thundercats Roar is Teen Titans Go. That's what it is. We're going to take the tropes, we're going to make it funny, ha ha ha, we're going to poke at everything. And some people really like Teen Titans Go.
I really like Teen Titans Go.
It is an abomination. I can't stand it because it takes away from what made Teen Titans good and just makes it all joke.
Teen Titans go to the movies this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go see that.
I will. I'm going to go, and I'm going to take the kids, and Julie's coming with me.
The children love it, and that's fine.
Love it, and I love it.
I'm saying you can enjoy the show, but
it's not what you.
It's not your thing.
It is not. I liked Teen Titans because of what it was. You take away the core of that and just leave the jokey bits. I'm looking at it as leftovers.
Well, I'm excited to see it. I like parodies. I like things that are jokey and fun.
The way I see it,
they're not going to bring back the original.
We have the original. I've got it on DVD. It's not going to take away from that.
It's not going to make it
standalone.
bad,
it's what it is. It's my childhood.
But the thing is, they can't bring back the original writers. They can't bring back the original artists.
Why not?
They're just not going to.
They could.
Are they?
Well, no.
If they offered them money right now, do you think they'd drop what they were doing to go make this?
It's Thundercats. I would.
Most of them are retired.
Or
Yeah,
dead.
most of them are retired, so they're not going to bring them back.
Yeah, well.
So I'll take what I'm going to get.
This looks like fun.
I'll watch it. I watched the original. I watched the 2011 one.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I haven't seen it because it was never on anywhere that I could find.
It's so good.
And that's the big comment. They said if you wanted a well-balanced, nuanced show that pays homage to the original, watch the 2011 one. But nobody did, so they canceled it.
Yeah.
So now this is what we get.
Yeah, but I'm okay with getting this too.
It
Really,
looks-
I'll just take whatever I can get. I love all Thundercats. I'm not...
It's an alternate interpretation.
Yeah, and
of
it's
the
made by a
story.
fan. I'm never the type of person to crap on somebody's artwork. So I like many different variations of art. I'm not a huge fan of like the over detailed, like ugly stuff. Like Ren and Stimpy was funny, but it was gross.
When they did the close-ups.
Yeah, so like I watched Ren and Stimpy, but that's the type of art that I'm not a huge fan of. Josh is not a big fan of like bubbly, cutesy, adorable, chunky things.
Like this.
But I love that style of art. I think it's so cute. It's like everything's made out of bubblegum or balloons.
So, the particular style is the major thing for me.
It looks silly.
It does. But it is right now an oft-copied style.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of shows have that style. And you know what that means? It's generic and bland.
Generic and bland. We don't like that.
You mean like how Thundercats and He-Man and She-Ra all
Thundercats,
kind of look the same? And G.I. Joe look the same?
Thundercats, He-Man, and She-Ra should look the same. They're all produced by the same production house.
I know, but they were also like the top
And
3 most popular things. And
He-Man,
they didn't bother
He-Man
to
and
vary.
She-Ra definitely
They
should
had
look
to be
identical.
the same. I know. And like I loved all of those things.
So you can't throw in those two. That's calling from the same universe.
Okay. Well, the point is, when something's popular, a lot of other people do it similarly because they also want to be popular. Teen Titans Go is getting a movie.
Yes.
Thundercats Roar is probably going to get a movie.
It's not.
It might.
Probably will get a movie.
So, in conclusion, Josh is not looking forward to it at all.
Which is fine.
You and
Just have to
I
watch it.
are really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it. I love anything Thundercats. You care for the style.
I really
a
do.
lot.
I like
you
it.
You can't stand it. I don't care about
When
the
they
style.
make
I just
it-
want a good cartoon.
I know this is weird, but when they make that style into, like, merchandise, I'm really excited to have it, because, like, a lot of people who weren't even a fan of Teen Titans Go purchased the Teen Titans Go merchandise because they're really, really cute in their, like, plush forms and their pop forms, because they look the same in pops. There's only so much you can do to change it. I just like that I'm going to be able to have things of my favorite childhood show
New Thundercat stuff.
in things, because like it wasn't a thing that I got to have objects of when I was little. I had like a few action figures, but when I was watching it was already reruns.
Yeah.
Because it was born in 85, which is the same year that it came out.
Right, and I
So-
was 9, and I watched it as it happened.
Yeah, as
and
it
I
happened.
loved
So
it.
like when I got to watch it, I think
I
it was like
still
2,
love it.
3, and 4.
Right.
So, but like by then, I didn't.
You missed the wave of toys.
I missed the wave of toys, and I missed the wave of like bed sheets. Like I could have things now, and they make so much more stuff because everybody wants to hop on the bandwagon of let's make money, which is great because then I get to have the things.
So when I got into it, is at the very end of it, which means I got all the stuff dirt cheap. So my mom would actually buy me the toys because, well, they're in the bargain shelf already.
Right.
Because it was 1987. So yeah, that's where I was on it.
Okay.
I had Skeletor's Panther that he used in the first episode and then never really had again. I had her, but all the flocking had come off because somebody brought it into the bathtub.
That was the purple one?
Yeah. I had a Man-at-Arms that had no arms. I had his horse that I can't remember the name of. I had like a lot of really fun, ridiculous toys, but I don't think I had any Thundercats toys at all.
We were poor. We didn't have very many toys.
Yeah.
We had just random generic things.
I want them to make plush of these. They would be so cute in plush form.
Like a pillow?
No, like a doll.
Ooh.
Like a stuffed doll thing.
Okay. And speaking of toys, did you know that Netflix recently released actually yesterday, season 2 of The Toys That Made Us.
No,
we did not.
Well, I've watched the first 2 episodes. The first one was Star Trek. The second one was Transformers.
Nice.
The last 2 that I have not seen are Lego and Hello Kitty.
Oh, nice.
Season 2 is not nearly as... I don't know, it's missing something. Season 1 was better.
Well, they put all the POW in the first...
Yeah. But, came out and watched the first 2 and learned a little bit. I learned way more about Transformers than I did about Star Trek because I knew most of that stuff. But.
There's a weird thing in The Toys That Made Us.
Yeah.
In the first season that a lot of people didn't notice, but the people who did can't unsee it now.
Uh-oh.
You know the woman from Motel who talks about Barbie and how they took over the production of the She-Ra toys?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side, like when you're watching the screen, on the right-hand side of her, behind her, is a weird sculpture of a weird deflated naked lady. And you can't unsee it. If you go back and watch it, it's really disturbing. Now that I see it, I'm like, oh my god, I can't look away. It looks like somebody deflated a human person and they're sitting in a chair. And it's a weird sculpture that she just has, and it's behind her. They could have done it in any room, but they chose there, and she's really visible.
We're going to do the interview with my deflated naked lady sculpture.
With the deflated...
I love it.
You love it.
So, yeah. So you guys seen all of season 1?
Yes.
You liked it?
Yes.
Okay. I think you'll like season 2 as well.
Probably.
It's not as great, but it's still good. You still learn a lot.
They hit you with the big ones in the first go.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
I'm probably really going to like the Transformers one. I was a big fan of Transformers.
And they really go in depth into the whole Japanese aspect of it.
Oh, that's cool.
And World War II and all this stuff. It's pretty cool. Also, in the past week, Netflix released season 2 of 13 Reasons Why. Have you seen that?
No.
Nope.
It looks depressing, and I try to stay away from sad things.
It's very emotional, not geeky.
Also, young millennials don't use cassettes.
For the most part, they wouldn't, but it's a plot point. It works.
Wasn't it based on a real thing?
I don't know. Based on a book, anyway.
Yeah.
But I've finished 9 of the 13 episodes so far in about 4 days.
Yeah.
So it's compulsive. I like it, but it's hard to watch. So.
I don't think I would watch it.
Yeah, no.
And it's not geeky, so that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of TV, let's play the trailer for the new Magnum PI TV series coming this fall to CBS.
My name is Thomas Sullivan Magnum.
Oh, hang on. You know that didn't happen.
What are you talking about?
Thomas, this book says you jumped from space. Space?
I halo jumped into North Korea.
Yeah, but there were no planets involved.
When I'm not inspiring novels by best-selling author Robin Masters, I'm his live-in security consultant in Hawaii and a private investigator with these knuckleheads, my best friends. That's Theodore Calvin, or TC, ex-Marine Corps chopper pilot. Muzo, ex-SEAL, always the overachiever. Rick, he's connected. If you want something, Rick is the man to see. And lastly, Juliet Higgins, property manager, former British intelligence, MI6, and kind of a pain in my...
Nice doggy!
Those 2 hounds of hell are a lawsuit waiting to happen.
The security.
Then why am I here?
I'm constantly asking myself that very question.
Hey, Thomas, it's me. I need you to come up to my place. It's about a job.
Sebastian Nuzo is dead. He was kidnapped and murdered this morning. This is personal.
Go home, Magnum. This belongs to HPD and 5-0, not some private eye.
Thomas, we're gonna get these guys, right?
You bet. The guys who tortured and killed him could be ex-military.
How do you know this?
Well, I'm a private investigator. I know you don't think I'm a very good one, but I am.
I could be of assistance.
You would be breaking the law, you know.
It's only breaking the law if you get caught. Pity.
Sure you don't want to go?
I'd rather not watch you get eaten by a shark.
Wouldn't be me. They go for the white meat first.
Can you get to the exfil, boy? Negative. What's your position?
I see trees.
You don't say. I'm gonna need a signal. Got you, White Knight. Chariot's on its way.
I need a car.
Call an Uber.
What am I, 19?
You're gonna stop asking questions about us and why we're here.
I do want to say one thing.
What's that?
You've been getting your ass kicked a lot this week. TC, get in the air!
Got you, White Knight. Your chariot's on its way.
Really? Is that gonna be a thing now?
You're a good man, Thomas Magnum.
Rick, TC, Higgins. Friends like those come around once in a lifetime.
They're headed north.
Don't lose them!
Not gonna happen. What's your plan?
Right now, I'm open to suggestions.
Bring the car back in one piece.
It's not a plan. Higgins, close your eyes.
I think I should drive.
With one arm?
I assure you, it's still safer.
And I think it looks awesome. The guy who they're getting to play Rick looks like the guy who played Rick in the original series. Higgins is a woman and she's hot. This is great.
Okay, so...
The music is still there.
Spoiler from the 1980s Magnum PI. You guys ready? She can't be a proper Higgins. The whole reveal on Higgins is he's caretaker of the property, and he's actually the author.
I vaguely remember that, maybe?
So the guy who invited
Robin
Magnum...
Robin Masters is the estate owner that Magnum is security for.
Yeah. He's actually Higgins. That's why he brought him up there, is to watch him on his adventures, to write the stories.
Okay. I don't remember that.
Really?
It's been a long time.
I don't
28
fully
years.
understand why it can't still be her.
It could still be her.
Because she doesn't live on the property. She lives in that little house off property.
I thought it was close enough that the dogs could chase him.
No, the dogs are on the property.
Oh.
It's a different series.
It's a different series, I know, but...
I don't know. People barely even remember that part. Like, I don't remember that part.
I didn't remember that part either.
Did you watch Magnum as it was coming out?
Yes, I watched Magnum. Not probably as it was coming out, but I watched it all the time with my Nana.
So this guy here is no Tom Selleck, but he looks like he's fun.
I'm glad they didn't try to make him Tom Selleck.
Right, you have to do something different.
Because like having his head stick out the top of the vehicle would be very comical now. Like it was then, but like you know, Magnum was a lot more ridiculous cheese, which I love.
And you see, the thing is, I'm looking forward to this, but I was also looking forward to MacGyver, and I gave up after 4 episodes.
That's because MacGyver was so good the first time.
Yeah.
Well, no, if you go back and watch MacGyver Season 1, it is terrible.
Yeah, but I loved it.
But this one, it didn't keep the same feel that made the show good in the first place.
Exactly. Like the ridiculous cheese.
Well, we'll add in a partner for him to talk to
Yeah,
all
I
the
didn't
time.
like that. No.
And he'll use guns, but MacGyver won't use guns, because MacGyver doesn't use guns, because
Right.
that's established in his character. But we need somebody to have guns so guns can be used, because guns are important for sales of guns.
Yes, gun sales. It's all about the gun sales.
So, yeah, no, it was terrible.
Magnum looks pretty good, though.
And the music? That's my
I
favorite
hope they
music
keep
from the
it.
80s.
Do you think they'll keep it?
I
Like
hope so.
in the actual
It's in the
show?
trailer, so hopefully it's in the show.
And this is on
I really hope
CBS, right?
I believe it is on
So
CBS.
it's going to pull in the old people who want to watch
nostalgically
Magnum again.
And the cast
with new stories.
The cast is racially diverse, so that's nice. There's the black guy, the white chick, and Thomas Magnum is
Hispanic.
I have no idea. I didn't really know.
Really, that doesn't change the cast,
A
though.
lot of action.
White, black, white.
Well, Hispanic is white, would you say?
Hispanic is white. I don't understand this. Oh, he's Hispanic. Yeah, dude, that's white. They originally come from Europe.
Yeah.
And mixed with native. So you're either white or native. You're Hispanic. It's its own thing. No, it's not.
Well, they have their own culture.
Culture is different than race. Because, like, you have a guy who moves to Germany and his kids are raised in Germany and his kids are raised in Germany. But they're originally from southern Namibia.
Mm-hmm.
and they're dark, dark black, you'll say they're German, because culturally they're German.
Culturally, they're German, and if they're from Germany.
But they are still of African descent.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I don't know enough about the Hispanic culture to even venture any points on this. So I'm just going to say it looks like a great show, and I'm going to watch it.
I think it looks great.
Then again, race is a
hot button issue.
Well, it's boxing around areas that are just really melding zones. Because, like, keep going north. How long do you go until you go from Central Africa? Okay, these guys are lighter. These guys are lighter. Now these guys are definitely Arab rather than black. Well, they're darker than most Arabs, but yeah, but they're definitely Arabs. Where's the line? Then you go up to the Mediterranean. You have that hole going all the way up to the top where it's white. It's a band rather than clear blocks.
It's like shading.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just shading.
All right. Because we're all one. We are the human species.
Yeah, we're all African.
That got real weird.
Yeah, it did. Now is a great time to play a trailer for a fellow podcast on the ESO network.
We are the Metalgeeks Podcast, and on this show we have heavy metal, comic books, video games, movies, theme parks, and more.
Wait, comics?
Yep.
And movies?
Exactly.
Video games?
Yeah.
Metal?
Of course.
How does theme parks fit in this?
It just does. All of us Metal Geeks can be found at metalgeeks.net.
At Metal Geeks for Twitter, Metal Geeks on Instagram,
and Metal Geeks on the Facey Space. You can also find us on iTunes. Subscribe today.
Metal Geeks.
And that was a great trailer. Whatever I put in there, I don't know yet because I haven't edited the podcast, but I suggest all you listeners of The Rusty Robot, go check out whatever podcast I just played the trailer for, because we are on the Earth Station 1 podcast network. All right, so moving right along, you're amused by this?
Yeah, I am, because we're supposed to react to the trailer you just dropped, and we don't know what it's going to be, so...
I won't know until the editing process.
That was a great trailer.
It was. I am deeply moved to listen to...
Fill in blank podcast.
Should we talk about our favorite robots? Do we have anything else to discuss? Do you have a hypothetical? We have no emails.
We didn't talk about Cloak and Dagger yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're not going to play the trailer for it, but...
So, yeah, new show coming, Cloak and Dagger. So, it's a part of the Marvel universe. We're not sure if it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it is part of the Marvel Universe.
But it's not coming to Netflix.
No, it is on ABC... It used to be Disney Family, and now it's something else. But it's on one of the Disney Channel, ABC channels. They rebranded. I don't know what it's called anymore. It's teenage superheroes. Cloak has the ability to move through a shadow dimension that he can move with shadows. That's why he wears a cloak, so he can make a really big shadow.
Oh, nice.
And Dagger has the ability to produce solid light weapons.
Ooh.
Just generate them. And they're linked somehow.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
And it's a story of friendship, of racial divide, because Cloak is black, Dagger is white. So there's a bit of cultural smashing there. The general premise sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
The execution so far looks good. Doesn't look like they're scrimping on the abilities.
Okay.
Right? But teleportation is just, he's here, he's not, cool transition effect. And the daggers are making a glow stick, basically. And CG a dagger into the shape over the glow stick.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
That does sound like fun. And it has nothing to do with the 1980s era Dabney Coleman film of the same name, Cloak and Dagger, which I loved as a kid.
Well, it's a direct adaptation, yes.
I figured it was. It sounds pretty similar. But I think that one was a video game or Russians or something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never seen the movie Cloak and Dagger?
No.
Oh, it came out the same time as all the other shows we love. Like, what do we love from the 80s, Josh?
What do we love from the 80s?
Like Last Starfighter, like the Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, but those were later 80s.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Let's check out what the gods of the IMDb have to say. You guys talk while I type this in.
What was it about?
Well,
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I can't believe you guys don't know.
Well, of course we don't know.
Cloak and Dagger, 1984.
Okay, so Katie wasn't born yet, so there's her defense.
A young boy and his imaginary friend end up on the run while in possession of a top-secret spy gadget. It had Dabney Coleman, and Henry Thomas was the kid.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Really?
You know what we were just talking about yesterday at work? Critters.
Oh, the ripoff of the Gremlins.
No, it's not a ripoff of the Gremlins.
They're pretty different.
They're clearly distinct.
Yeah. They don't change at all. There's no good version of the Critters.
Right.
There's nothing that makes them endearing. They're just out to murder people.
But it's a ripoff of.
Well, a lot of small monster movies
it's an
came
homage.
out around the same
It's
time.
the same theme.
Yeah. Because Gremlins made it really big. So, like, a lot of places were like, oh, let's do a small monster movie where there's, like, hordes of small monsters.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's fine. That's not really the same thing.
It's a theme rather than...
Right, yeah, and I loved Critters, too.
It's like saying 28 Days Later is a ripoff of Dawn of the Dead. They're pretty different.
And, you know, funny enough, 28 Days Later is not the sequel to the 28 Days Sandra Bullock rehab movie.
Oh. You mean Sandra Bullock doesn't turn into a zombie because of all the drugs that she's taken and refuses to get help for?
Correct.
That's disappointing.
That was a very, very, very small joke that I just made.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we want to do the top 10 robot... How do we want to do the top 10 robot thing? Are we going to count down all of our robots? Are we going to do our top 5 first? How do you guys like to proceed with our top 10 fictional robots of science fiction
I
favorite?
think we should go from 5 to 1 in the lead up to our favorite.
So I would suggest we do Listus Interruptus. We go from 10, do a review from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
Give our personal top 5.
Okay.
And then come back and tell what our overall number 1 is.
I like that idea a lot. Let's go with Josh's suggestion.
Listus Interruptus?
Yes, sir. Okay, so top 10 movie and science fiction robots of all time. Favorite list, cultural significance is number 10, Katie.
The Foot Clan.
Number 9, Josh.
Ed 209.
Number 8, Transformers. Number 7,
Johnny 5.
Number 6,
Robbie the Robot.
Number 5 was Data from Star Trek The Next Generation. 4, Katie.
Terminator.
Number 3, Josh.
RoboCop.
And number 2, we had Wall-E from the movie Wall-E.
Alright, so now on to our personal list.
Yes.
So we'll start with Katie. Give us your top 5 in descending order. So it's ascending order, starting with number 5.
My 5th is Wall-E.
Okay, so why is Wall-E your 5th personal favorite robot?
He develops his own personality while maintaining his core objectives. And he's really cute while he does it.
Alright, so number 4.
Butterfingers.
Which is what?
He's the quote-unquote helper robot to Iron Man. He manages to have a personality despite having no face, and he's just a claw. And pretty much all he does is try to help, which I assume is what Iron Man programmed him to do. And he only has his personality really because Tony taunts him all the time, but he doesn't have time to react to it. Also, he's programmed not to react to it. But the one time that Tony fell and didn't need assistance, Butterfingers sprayed him with
a
fire extinguishing foam, and that was the best.
For lack of a better option, dummy is still on fire safety. If you douse me again and I'm not on fire, I'm donating you to City College.
And Butterfingers is adorable.
That is a very good and very obscure pick. I like it a lot.
Number 3 is Johnny 5, because he's alive. I really tend to pick things that wind up with a lot of personality, and Johnny 5 has a huge personality. Number 2 is Gally from Battle Angel, which is an excellent, excellent show.
So, the anime, though.
The anime, yeah.
Because we haven't seen the show
I haven't
yet.
seen the show. I haven't seen the movie.
The movie's not out yet, I don't think.
I don't think it's out yet.
I
But I really, really love Gally.
Okay.
Her story's really sad, but she's so damn cool. And then number 1 is Astro Boy.
Ah, yes, from the TV series Astro Boy.
He's got his own personality. He tries to have things that are just and moral. He's just all around good and lovable and tries to do what's best for everybody. And I love him. He's
And
so
machine
good.
gun butts.
Yeah, he has machine guns in his butt, and he's got laser fingers, and he's super powerful, but not corrupt.
Ooh, I wish I had laser fingers.
You'd be corrupt.
I would be corrupt.
You would be. You'd use your laser fingers on all kinds of crazy things.
One thing I always found weird about Astro Boy.
What?
He's got night vision in his eyes.
Okay.
And X-ray.
And X-ray. but he's got a flashlight in one of his fingers.
Yes.
So he can walk around and see things, even though he's got night vision.
Yeah. Well, see, I understand the premise of putting it in there because he might be with somebody who doesn't have night vision, but a lot of the time when he uses it, there's nobody else with him. So I assume it's just for variety. He's just like, you know what? I have this other thing. I'm going to use it because I never use it. Nobody's ever with me. I always have to do things totally alone because I'm at the bottom of the ocean in a cave that I dug myself through the earth.
So, would you say Inspector Gadget was kind of a ripoff of Astro Boy?
No, they're so different.
Are they?
Astro Boy is very much about like helping others, both people and robot, trying to create peace between humans, robots, animals, and the environment.
Ooh, that's a good message.
Yeah.
That's an old show, right?
Yeah, it was just an old show.
And he's competent.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's very good at what he does.
That's important.
Yeah, everything he does is intentional, except for when he runs out of energy. But usually when he runs out of energy, it's because he was trying too hard to save somebody, and he couldn't do it all alone.
That's super cute.
Yeah, and he usually makes friends with forest animals, and he's just so good. He's so good. He stayed with this one robot. There's this other robot that was made from the exact same schematics as Astro Boy, but she has a bomb inside her, and he falls in love with her.
Oh.
But it's like really sweet, wholesome, hold my hand, we're in love, adorableness. And when she dies, because they couldn't save her, but they did stop her from blowing up by dismantling her.
Spoiler alert, hello.
Yeah, it's super old. I'm pretty sure people are fine.
It's from the 60s, right?
It's originally made in the 60s, but the story's been retold in the 80s and also in 2005, I think, is when they remade it. But it's all the same. They just updated the animation and made it a little faster, less gritty, better voice acting. The mouth always matches up. But it's the same story. It's just again. But yeah, she asks him to have, like, to attach her legs to him so that he'll always have something of her with him.
Oh, wow.
It's so sad, but there's no difference. You can't tell that he's got her legs because they all have the same schematics.
Wow.
It's very sweet.
When
very sad.
When it comes to my list, I don't have nearly the eloquence to put into my choices as you just did. Very good.
What's your top 5?
My top 5, all right. Number 5, I've got Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet. Because he's quotable, he's cool, he's just an awesome robot, and the movie's spectacular.
That is correct, sir.
Yep.
So, number 4, I have R2-D2, because beep, beep, boop, boop, right? So,
dude, watch the language.
I know, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I was looking at my robot shelf before I came over, filled with toys, and just looking at the variety that I had, it turns out that I've got a lot of R2-D2s. In fact, the longest surviving toy in my entire collection of stuff is an R2-D2 that I got when I was 7 years old.
Oh, that's nice.
And I still have it to this day. So that's why R2-D2 is number 4 on my list. Number 3 on my list, the Borg.
Resistance is futile.
It is. And your biological and technological
distinctiveness will be added to our own.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to get at. And especially Locutus and the Queen, both very cool. And I love when the Queen in Star Trek First Contact gets assembled, because that's one of the coolest robot scenes in cinematic history.
It is pretty cool.
So
creepy, though.
Yes, it's very creepy. And she's got a kind of a sickly, sexy disgustingness to her.
I think that might have been a thing for you.
Clearly.
It gave me terrible nightmares.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was super awesome. Okay, and then number 2 and number 1 on my list are kind of a toss-up. I can't really decide which is better than the other. So number 2, I've got T-800, Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator.
Very cool.
Because I just love the Terminator. It's awesome. And
Okay.
number 1 is RoboCop.
All right, what brings RoboCop to the top?
That's one of my go-to movies. Both of those are my go-to movies.
Okay.
Terminator 2 and RoboCop 1987. He's a man, but he's a machine. He hurts inside, like we all do. And it's very poignant. And the movie's funny and serious and violent. And it's got everything you might want.
I'd buy that for $1.
And RoboCop is just a great character all around, because he tries to search for the humanity inside the machine.
Okay.
How about your top 5?
So, for me, number 5 starts with the one that is for me and only for me, or the one that is not for me and only for me.
I know who you mean.
That's Chi from Chobits. It's a very deep anime. It's about can somebody love a machine? Can that machine experience love in return?
What's the answer?
You don't know, because the show is a deep anime, which means it's going to go into weird philosophy where you cannot understand whether this is a true feeling, a mockery of feeling, a copying of feeling, a parroting and echoing.
Although if you watch straight through to the end, you'll find out the answer.
You did lend me this series, which I never happened to watch.
Yeah, I know. It makes me really sad because you love robots, and yet you would not watch the show, which is all about robots.
I just never got around to it. You still have it?
Yeah.
I
might have to reborrow it.
It's really good.
It's also really funny.
It has lots of good humor in it. It's a great show, and
not for kids though.
She is super cute.
Okay.
She's adorable.
She is super adorable.
Is it in English?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Also, the weird bunny thing that I just quoted is messed up.
I love the bunny thing.
Oh, I quoted it, so yeah. But the weird bunny thing is this: it is a story within the universe that she is obsessed with. She just, every time there's a new book, she gets it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number 5.
All right.
Number 4 is clearly popular because it was on another list.
Yeah.
That's Johnny 5.
Johnny 5 is alive.
Because he's alive.
Right.
More input.
Yes.
More input. He is one of the most quotable robots.
True.
Because you got more input. No disassemble, Stephanie.
Los Lobos. Mina sings that song all the time.
I know, and it's hilarious. Just cut that clip and throw it in there.
If I can find it, I certainly will.
Okay, the Los Lobos song. All right.
Number Johnny 5. Am I not telling you not to go outside of the doors?
Outside of doors is city. Awesome input. You did not tell me.
You have been vandalized all over yourself.
No, decorations. Multicolored petroleum byproducts. Los locos kick your ass. Los locos kick your face. Los locos kick your balls into outer space.
Johnny 5.
Uh-oh.
Come on. I will clean you up. But if you had a mouth, I would wash it out with soap.
So Johnny 5. Fantastic.
Right.
Number 3. This is the only one that's kind of squeaking on my list. That's Data.
Okay.
Because he's a core android.
Yes. I almost put him on my list.
More than even Chi is.
Okay.
But he's fun. He's Data. He's the best character on that show.
I am programmed in multiple techniques. A broad variety of pleasuring.
For, like, watching. Because, like, Picard's great. Yep. Everybody loves Picard. Everybody loves the cast. But if you're going to watch an episode that isn't centered on Barclay, you watch a Data episode.
I love how much you also love Barclay.
Barclay is the best character in that universe.
He's
period.
Great.
Data, number 3.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a great robot.
I would almost put him on my list.
Number 2 is because he is a mechanical copy of something that is pure. So you have the mechanical version of pure. And because it burns down cities and smashes things real good, it's Mechagodzilla.
Ah, yes.
Particularly the one that has the second head inside, because Godzilla rips off the head and he thinks he's won, and then the little head lifts up and it keeps on fighting.
Okay.
That is it's great, because it fights Godzilla to a standstill for a while. And I think in one actually wins.
He's doing quotations in the air.
But, like, then Godzilla, like, just comes out at the end and wants
Well, Godzilla has to win.
Yeah, well, he's king of all monsters.
Yeah.
So Mechagodzilla.
Very good. Very nice.
Yeah. And then the best robot, period, of all time is clearly Ed 209.
Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
Because
he's your favorite.
He is the best robot of all time. He's got the greatest design. He's got the good chicken walker. Those legs, the beefy part with the adjustable knee height. It's like he's like a puppy.
Yes.
He's like a puppy.
An adorable puppy.
Yeah. And he's got the sounds, right? Those sounds when he's trying to get up. You're just like, oh, you can do it, boy. You can do it.
I'm glad how much you love him. I like the design of Ed 209.
Yeah, he's fantastic, right? And he's got the best personality.
No.
Oh, yes. Because what's the first thing Ed 209 does? He blows away a corporate goon.
Poor Mr. Kinney.
and that's what we need. We need to destroy more corporate goons.
We are supposed to eat them.
So you're talking about Ed 209 from 87, not from 2014.
Oh, yeah, we've never
dare
seen...
you, sir.
You haven't seen it?
No.
How dare you, sir?
That's what I thought. Yeah. I've got 2 Ed 209s at my house. So
Yeah, I know.
I'm on board.
I just like the design of him. I know they're not robots because they are vehicles. The ones that the Zentradi drove around in.
The Author's Battle Pod.
Yeah,
It has a similar design to the Ed 209.
Yeah.
Both chicken walkers.
Uh-huh.
They both have that low
Pod.
flung forward arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy that design, but I would prefer something that I could control.
can
As
control-
opposed to having... No, because Ed 209 was crazy.
No, you can control Ed 209.
He just
It's
ran
because-
around blowing people
No,
away.
because later Ed 209s were reprogrammed. That first Ed 209 just had too much personality.
You call this a glitch?
Yeah. Minor hiccup.
Right.
A minor hiccup.
Okay, so
Think
that...
about the cleaners. They're the true victims in that story.
Clearly.
The cleaners of that building. You know how hard it is to get blood out of carpet?
It's not that hard, actually.
It's not hard.
It's pretty hard.
So...
A little bit of OxyClean, you're fine.
Yes, now that there's OxyClean, but back in the 80s, they didn't have it.
But that wasn't in the 80s. That was in the 2009s.
I think it was 2028.
Well,
There you go.
in the 80s version of 2028, they didn't have OxyClean.
Yeah, they did.
No.
They had cleaning products.
Had to replace the whole carpet.
That's a very good choice. I think we all have very well-rounded lists. So that brings us to number 1 on our fictional robot top 10 countdown, culturally significant robots.
That's the key point here, is the cultural significance of the robot. Because we can all agree that Ed 209 is the best robot. But
Funny I chose RoboCop, but...
It's because he got to meet Ed 209, and Ed 209 was already on another list.
I think technically, because like 3 out of 4 of the lists have Johnny 5 on it.
Yes, 3 of the 4.
3 of the 4 have Johnny 5. So is Ed 209 really the best?
Ed 209's on 2 of the lists. And
He's on 2.
And he can clearly destroy Johnny 5.
Oh, but he wouldn't because he's alive. No disassemble.
Ed 209 don't care about that.
It's true. He disassembles everything. He's a terrible person.
Much like the Terminator, he's an unstoppable killing machine
Yeah.
until he isn't.
Well, Johnny.
And
Okay,
he-
which one would you rather run into?
Ed 209.
Yeah, you'd rather run into Ed 209. He will kill you.
Because with anybody with a little laptop can get on top and hack into him and control him like a puppy.
I can't hack things. I don't even. I
You-
have
you
a
don't-
laptop
you-
now, but
You don't need to have hacking skills. You just need to plug them in, apparently.
You
Oh,
just need Penny's computer book from Inspector Gadget.
the computer book.
I always wanted one. But I think we've made our listeners wait long enough. It's been about 12 weeks since we started the list.
I think we could drag this out a few more minutes.
We probably could, but we're reaching the hour, and I would like to end it so I can edit this thing tomorrow. So, number 1 on our list of all-time culturally significant robots is... Dun-dun-dun!
So we're going to make you hold for a little bit longer. It's R2-D2.
It is R2-D2. Funny, nobody chose C-3PO, his partner in crime.
C-3PO is one of the worst robot designs ever. He can't straighten his arm!
Yeah, he can't straighten his arm.
Yes, you're right.
He's got to leave his arms in a slight bent position.
Because he's got the thing.
He's got a terribly hard time walking through sand, and he spent most of his life on a planet.
He was designed on a desert planet!
Yeah.
He's the worst robot!
Although, you know,
But the best robot is
considering he was built
R2-D2.
by a child.
Yeah, but then that style was copied in the Empire, and there's thousands of robots with that
Yeah,
design.
but who worked in the Empire?
So back to R2-D2. Beep, boop, boop,
Yeah.
beep. Why is he the most culturally significant?
Well, because...
He's the leader of the rebellion.
He's instantly recognizable. Everybody knows who R2-D2 is.
True.
My grandparents know who R2-D2 was. Anybody in the world, you bring a picture to South
Korea?
No, I was going to say the South America, in the deepest, darkest jungles, and you hold up pictures like, I don't know, that's R2-D2, because they'll recognize him. Because he is known everywhere.
He's also got a very pleasant design. He's like a trash can with legs.
Yes. So
he's one of the most inoffensive designs for any robot.
Yeah.
Because he in no way attempts to be human.
Nope.
So he doesn't approach the uncanny valley at all. C-3PO with the eyes,
I feel like it's probably the eyes.
He always, because he can't blink, he's always just staring at you.
Like your creepy neighbor.
Yeah.
And his eyes kind of look like halogens.
So, like...
And they didn't even attempt to put a smile on him.
Yeah, he's just got a...
Yeah.
So that... It's Uncanny Valley. Very light on the Uncanny Valley, but he's still there.
Right.
He's fun, though.
Nowhere near the Uncanny Valley. He's just a clear, distinct robot.
Cylinder with legs and a domed head.
I like that they put them together, though, because, like, the two of them is like the odd couple.
And they're always fighting.
They are always fighting.
I was going to say that comedy duo from the 30s.
Laurel and Hardy?
No, the other one.
Well, in any case, they
Abbott
make
and
a great
Costello?
pair.
That's it.
Abbott and Costello. Yeah, they make a great pair. But clearly, R2-D2 is the better of the two. He's, even though he's, like, programmed, he's got bravery and courage. He can keep a secret.
For decades.
Mostly because a lot of people don't speak his droid language.
And he's nigh indestructible.
Yeah, he's good at repairing things. He doesn't complain a lot.
We don't know, because we don't speak...
Droid? Astromech?
Astromech.
Well, Luke spoke to him all the time, and occasionally he would complain to Luke, but that's about it.
Yeah, wow.
He almost got his head blown off, and he was complaining about how it was difficult to fix the fighter because he crashed it into Dagobah. That's a fairly valid reason to complain. He didn't say, like, I run the freaking rebellion secretly, because he's good at keeping secrets.
So yeah, R2, best robot. Culturally important.
It's true.
Because he's no Ed 209.
Yeah.
That's right. There you go. All right, so that is episode 199 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for the end of May 2018. Next week, we are going to attempt to do Drunk Watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're going to drink, we're going to watch the movie, we're going to record the movie and our conversation. Follow along at home. There won't be much editing that week because you can't really edit that.
No, it's here's the start point, here's the end point. Cool.
I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So once again, folks, please share the links. Review us wherever you want. Tell your friends if you feel like it.
Hold on.
What do you got?
Katie may not be able to record on Friday because she's going to be somewhere. Where's she going to be?
Friday Night Magic at Jump City.
That's it. Where is that?
What is that?
It's at 38 Pine Street North in Timmins, Ontario.
Is that a comic book shop?
It is. It's a comic book shop. It's in the basement of the 101 Mall.
Is that your comic book shop?
It is. It's my comic book shop.
I think that's awesome.
Could that be why we plug it all the time?
It probably is.
No. that would be indicating some kind of bias.
We're like some kind of corporate shill. I think I hear Ed 209.
Yes. So anyway, thanks for coming along on the journey of the top 10 movie robots with us. That's all we got for this week. Thanks again. And remember, beep boop 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 beep 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 boop. This has been another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. You can contact us by emailing therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweeting us at therustedrobot. Visit our website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. And, if you would, please check us out and like us on Facebook. A 5-star review in iTunes is appreciated. The Rusted Robot Podcast was written, produced, scored, edited, engineered, and directed by Sean Vanderloo. Your co-host was Josh Montney. Don't forget to visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and listen to our other show, the Soulforge Podcast. Visit Sean on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.